Hello everyone, as I'm sure you're all aware by now, I've been playing through Super Mario Galaxy 2 again recently. Now I recently got all the green stars, which means I only have the perfect run left to beat, which might take me a little bit of time. But in any case, I did want to make another Mario Galaxy 2 list, as that's what I've been doing recently. So, I'm doing the top 11 hardest green stars to get in Mario Galaxy 2. I'm mostly judging it off of how hard it is to actually do the inputs to get the green star, but there are other factors as well, particularly with the star that starts this list. So without further ado, let's get started. At number 11, we have Flip Out Galaxy Green Star number 2. Now this is the one where actually getting the green star has nothing to do with it. It's getting to the green star. Allow me to explain. Since I'm probably going to do a top 11 hardest stars in Mario Galaxy 2 video like right after this, you can easily expect the prankster comment from this galaxy to be here. That's because the cosmic clones are absolute jerks. Playing this galaxy without them is pretty fun. You can think before you shake, as the game says you should do early on in Flip Swap Galaxy. But with these cosmic clones, there is no thinking before you shake. You gotta be on your feet or else the cosmic clones could hit you and possibly knock you to your death. So with this particular green star, it's almost the same location as the original star, meaning you gotta go through basically the whole level with those clones behind you. Actually getting the star isn't hard, but man, those clones are annoying. At number 10, we have Green Star number 2 from the Puzzle Plank Galaxy. Now, the first green star was actually on Nathaniel Bandy's list that I watch, and it features a jump that can be a little annoying and a little awkward. But I found these jumps to be annoyinger and awkwarder. Those are words. You gotta triple jump onto this moving platform and then spin jump high into the air to get the star. Now, originally I wasted a good bit of time just trying to triple jump without going onto the moving platform, but I wasn't getting enough height. So in desperation, I looked up the proper strat, and I still was having a bit of trouble. But then I switched to Luigi and literally did it in one shot. So when in doubt, use our high-flying green-hatted bud. At number 9, we have Chompworks Galaxy Green Star 1. Chompworks has the notorious spring mushroom later on in this level, but early on it also has a green star that I found to be pretty tricky. What you gotta do is execute a few high jumps to get over these chain chomp balls. It was particularly tricky for me to time 3 or 4 of these in a row without getting knocked over, or worse, falling to your death. Or, both. But jumping over these chain chomp balls, that isn't enough. You also gotta execute a long jump once you see the star, but you have no time to think about it because, hey, those chain chomp balls, they're out to get you. It's definitely one that took me a few tries. At number 8, we have Supermassive Galaxy Green Star number 1. I gotta admit, this is one of the most cleverly placed green stars in terms of what you gotta execute in order to get it. You know that giant spinning coin at the beginning of this level? Well, now we find a use for that giant spinning coin. Only trouble is you gotta time a triple jump where the coin has to be spinning at the right point at the last jump of that triple jump. You understand what I mean? No? Okay, whatever. Anyway, after you triple jump between the block platform and the spinning coin, you also gotta spin your way up in order to get that green star. It's definitely tricky and definitely took me a few tries to get. New day, new shirt. At number 7, we have Hightail Falls Green Star number 2. Remember how I said it was a good thing in last week's video how this game explores both 2D and 3D platforming? Well, maybe it isn't such a good thing when you have to make an incredibly awkward transition between the two, mid-level, whilst trying to grab the second green star in good old Hightail Falls. You gotta use the dash pepper with Yoshi to go all the way to the top of this tower, then jump off to the right onto that 3D purple platform. It can be a pretty tricky jump, and even then I think I failed a couple of times jumping off to get the green star afterwards. It's 2 awkward jumps in a row, particularly the first one, but hey, at least the homie Yosh is there to help. At number 6, we have Green Star number 1 from the Rolling Coaster Galaxy. Oh boy, who doesn't love those levels where you have to use motion controls to balance on that freaking ball? What's that? You don't love it? Okay, me neither. Anyway, the first green star in this level is a particular pain to get for a number of reasons. First of all, you have a toad misleading you by saying experts stay right. In this case, they stay left. Then you see the star, but it's on this incredibly narrow path filled with bob-ombs and goombas trying to throw you off. That's pretty tricky, but the real hardest part of the star is actually executing the jump right at the end where that path is getting incredibly narrow. You'd be surprised how hard that is. You gotta time it perfectly to finally get this green star. At number 5, we have Starshine Beach Green Star 3. This has got to be one of the hardest uses of the cloud flower, like, ever. Basically what you gotta do is get your cloud flower on one side of the island, then swim your way over to the other side in this leaf raft. Of course, if Cloud Mario touches the water, he's not Cloud Mario anymore, and this can become a problem. The green star is located high above this tilting tower, and if you tilt it the wrong way, you end up in the water. And even if you tilt the tower properly, executing the 3 cloud jumps can be tricky. The star is high up there, and if you don't get enough height, guess what? You gotta swim over to the other side and get that cloud flower, swim all the way back, and try all over again. Honestly, this may have taken me less tries than some green stars lower on the list, but it gets higher because of all the frustration of swimming over to the other side, waiting in that leaf. At number 4, we have Bowser's Galaxy Generator Green Star 2. Honestly, there's a couple ways to get this star, all of which are tricky to me. This is the path I chose. You grab the cloud flower in the cloud flower section of this galaxy. You want to save a couple clouds though, so you take this elevator all the way to the top. The wait can be incredibly long and tedious, which has nothing to do with difficulty, but it does drive me insane. That's because you can easily screw up a couple things after you make it to the top. The long jump, as you can see here, can be screwed up. And not only that, if you jump too high after you make it to the long jump, Mario's head, gets on fire. Either case, you gotta start all the way over. But once you see the green star in the next section, just do a few cloud jumps and you'll get there. But it's a pain to get to that section. For me, at least. At number 3, we have Boulder Bowl Galaxy's Green Star number 1. Normally, wall jumping is one of the most fun things you can do in a Mario game. It just feels natural to jump side to side to where you need to get. However, Boulder Bowl Galaxy's Green Star number 1 adds a rather annoying twist to wall jumping. You gotta spin between the jumps in order to get the star. And before you even do that, you don't pick up the rock mushroom, which I thought you'd somehow need for the star when I first played it. Don't ask me why, I'm just stupid. Anyway, you gotta really get into a rhythm of wall jump, spin, wall jump, spin. And if your rhythm gets disrupted, Mario goes down. You don't really die here, but it still took me many attempts to finally get to the top and get that green star. At number 2, we have Shiverburn Galaxy's Green Star number 3. This is another star where getting the star itself, not that bad. Getting the star is really hard. With this star, you basically have the equivalent of a mini Daredevil run, and not an easy one at that. Basically, you wear the cloud flower and have to go through this section of quickly moving rocks in a sea of lava, all while Octo-Goombas are shooting projectiles at you. And you know what? You can't get hit. Take one misstep, you plunge into the fiery lava below, it's over. Take one hit from the Octo-Goombas, it's over. But if you do manage to cross that section, the green star is pretty near atop a cloud, where you will need at least one cloud left over from your cloud flower to get it. That middle section in the sea of lava was so tricky for me though. But not quite as tricky as number 1. And finally, at number 1, we have the evil third star in Flipsville Galaxy. Let me just start by saying the logistics of this star and what you need to do to get it are quite frankly just really clunky. You gotta fit yourself in the far right corner of this upside down section, then make an ultra precise jump to the abyss below. And usually where you'll end up is the abyss below, not actually getting the green star. I was going on with this for several attempts, and I still wasn't getting it. So ultimately I got desperate as I do and looked up a strategy. There's this thing called the homing ground pound where you gotta press Z and shake at the same time as you're falling towards the star. But even then it was still tricky for me to get it. you gotta do a bunch of things right. You gotta hunch exactly in that far right corner, do a very small jump, and do your homing ground pound right as the green star approaches. This star is just a giant pain, and I don't know if I could ever get it without the homing ground pound. So yeah, what do you think is the hardest green star in Super Mario Galaxy 2? Let me know in the comments. Peace.